I'm on my way to Edenbridge to meet Amit on site. There should be a few things going on today. I think the electrician was going there to disconnect a lot of the electrics and put some temporary stuff in, and hopefully the skips will have turned up. I've spoken to Jeff, who is doing our structural bits and pieces, and he's told me exactly where he wants the holes knocking in to check for the insulation and bits and pieces. I have asked if he can send a drawing over, just because obviously where we're using the main contractor and bits and pieces, it's just better, I think, to have a paper trail of this is what was asked for, this is what was done, and keep everything completely open book. So what else are we doing when we're down there? One of the guys that came for some of the carpet floor tiles, he is after another 16 or so. I've got someone else that also wants some, but to be honest, by the time the original guy comes and takes the 16, I'm really not sure what will be left or what quality they will be. So the hoarding is now up. As you may have seen, I had a slight issue with not having the infill panels. So for now, just use some OSB that can be painted just to infill it. Some of these panels are a little bit damaged though, so I guess we need to just tell the supplier. Don't know if you can see up there, look. It's not necessarily something that's going to affect, well, that part of it isn't something that's going to affect it, but some of them, the actual legs themselves are crushed and they're supposed to sleeve within another bit of the system, so that would actually affect it. And then again on the inside, this is what I've spoke about before as well. So you've got some weighted down, I think they call it the storm guard, and they give you calculations of how much you need to have and all that sort of stuff. So that is what is going to hold the fencing. And then you come across to the gate. That needs a little bit of work, I'd say. Doesn't quite seem to be right yet, but anyway, this is only day 4 of the guys being on site, so it's not a problem. Hopefully you can see that on there when I was saying that some of the legs are crushed in, and then they actually fit into these down here, so if they are crushed, then they're not going to be able to work as they should. So we're just upstairs now, and the guys have took the ceiling down. So you can see all the way now to the top of the roof. We did at one point think about trying to extend into the roof. The pitch is quite low, and with the houses being behind, it was, at the moment anyway, it just might not be the right thing to do in terms of the time it would take to get planning and those sorts of things. So we're going to build out the 7 units, and if we do keep them, we might in the future be able to build up. Kitchen's still in use. Got the teas on the side. This is what downstairs looks like on Monday afternoon. The skip is now coming tomorrow. So it was, we thought Friday, thought Monday, and now we're thinking it's going to be Tuesday. But other than that, I was talking before about the steel. So sure now that this steel doesn't run through because we've got some holes there and there is no steel. So we will have to find out whether that means replace the steel that's picking up these beams up here. We could have one steel that goes the whole way across, or we could just have one there and one over there. But obviously that is not for us to decide, that is the structural engineer. So while we are here, I have had Jeff send me the drawings for, or the sketches should I say, for where he wants the holes punched in the walls. What he said is, if we can have something just under the window on the downstairs and then something just under the window on the upstairs, because we've got two different methods of building there. Obviously we've got the brick and the tile, so that means obviously we'll then be able to know if we have the right amount of insulation and gap for the airflow, and obviously what we will have to put on the inside just to make sure that we are 100% compliant with the new regs. Obviously this building having been built in the 70s, so back then obviously they wouldn't have had the same regulation as what we have now. So it's Tuesday. I've come out to have a look at some workwear, just some high vises and some hard hats and bits and pieces. I'd much prefer to go to a local shop than to buy it online, obviously otherwise they're all just going to disappear. Unfortunately the lady in the shop now does a lot online, so it does actually mean that she didn't have the bits that I wanted to hand, so I've just ordered them and they can be collected tomorrow. But anyway, the principle remains the same. If we can use local people, it is better. So after that, we're going to get them branded and stuff, and we want them for Friday. So on Friday we've actually got some viewings on the property already, even though we're only sort of day 5 of the strip out. We have been speaking with an agent who specialises maybe in getting operators, so they would rent it from us on fully insured and repairing contract, and then they would house possibly sort of vulnerable people or whoever needs the housing in the area. So we've actually got 3 different viewings on Friday. If we could get some sort of deal in place this early on, I mean, that would really be a very good position to be in. So fingers crossed that one of the 3, that it fits our criteria and we fit their criteria. I mean, this early on to have 3 people is very good, but we're not in any sort of rush. It, you know, whether it happens now or halfway through or towards the end, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. So I've spoken on a lot of the clips about making sure that the assumptions we made in the working drawings thus far are confirmed. We've started making progress on that side of things. Unfortunately, they don't seem to be confirming what we thought. What that actually means at the moment, I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing it just means more cost and finding solutions that mean that we can meet our insulation targets and all of that sort of good stuff. But yes, at the moment, things that we hoped were there might not be there. But like I say, there's products that will get us to that point. It's just a case of finding them and getting the evidence to show that they will do the job we need them to do. So that is where we're up to at the moment on Tuesday. How you doing? You good? I see the skips turned up now. So I made it down. It's just after lunchtime on Wednesday. Got our skip now, 20 yarder. Looks like the guys have made a good start on filling it as well. I mean, maybe we could have done with a 40, but obviously leave that to the guys to make their mind up what they have. Let's go in and have a look. Okay, so better. Oh, I've just looked over where you haven't seen yet. It's still a lot. What we have been talking about, I know that all of the skips and everything gets recycled, but this was a working, functioning office, you know, a couple of weeks ago, and everything that has to come out, it does make you wish that you could just do some more with it, but you just can't. I mean, we were talking about all the light switches, everything is obviously functional, usable, but the time it would take to take them down and then who's even going to use those rather than you? I mean, there's not much you can really do, but it does feel wasteful. I've been looking around and I mean, more of the same is happening, so I don't want to kind of update you with the same stuff over and over again. One thing that we have done, which we hadn't done before, is, I don't think you can really see, but basically the guys have chopped a hole. We were hoping to see some insulation in there, but if you can see, there is nothing. So that now means we need to either add insulation to the inside of the building, which as you can imagine then means less floor area, which is not ideal. We're looking at maybe having something put into the cavity. So you might have heard of the spray foam, which there's a lot of bad press about, but from what we've been looking at and speaking to the structural guys and building control and stuff, mostly the problem with the spray foam insulation is to do with roof spaces where it's sprayed on the underside of joists and all of that sort of thing in the loft. Whereas inside the walls, from what building control have been saying and the bits and pieces that we've read up about, it doesn't seem to be such a problem, because obviously it's not actually sticking to anything that would ever need to be removed. So that's one option. The other option is polystyrene balls that go inside. Again, just to mean that you've got the insulation inside the cavity rather than interior or exterior. But these are all options that we can look at later down the line, and obviously as I'm documenting everything, you will be able to see what we decide and why. So it's pretty much been a flying visit. Like I said, it's a lot of the same going on, so I don't want to bore you to death with piles of rubbish and people carrying rubbish to skips, because that is what is happening at the minute. Like I say, the insulation stuff, and we have got some viewings on Friday. Well, believe it or not, we got some viewings on Friday. Maybe some people that are interested in renting the whole block when it becomes available. So that's good, that's very good. We've got 5 viewings already, and we're only the 2nd week into the strip out. So hopefully I'll be able to put some details of James, who's managed to get those for us. And if we could secure someone to take the site on once it becomes available in, say, 6 or 8 months, then that'd really free us up to start looking at our next project. We have got some viewings that we are going to look at other projects. Nice to know that we've already got someone earmarked for this one. When we go to look at other projects, just gives us a little bit more certainty as to what we can and can't do. So it's 2:30. Hopefully the high vises and bits and pieces that I bought are ready for collection. It'll probably take me 40 minutes to get over there. I haven't had a phone call yet. Do I head back towards home, or do I just risk it and go there? That's the question. Who knows? Find out. It's cold this morning. Friday morning, up nice and early. Got a few things going on today. As I was saying, we have a meeting with 5 operators today, and they will be letting us know if the building is any good for their needs. So hopefully it is. But that does mean that I have had to get out early this morning and head to the gym. I've lost a bit of weight recently, but I have no motivation to work out on my own. So it's Friday morning and I've just finished at the gym. I'll go to a place near me where they run, you do weights, but they sort of run the class, because trying to do it on your own sometimes you just can't be bothered, and you're not getting away with that here. So that is good. But busy day today, so need to get back, get changed, get the dogs walked, and then we are off to site to start these meetings, 5 meetings that we've got today. Okay, see you soon. So I'm on the way to the building, and I've took the car today and I've worn a shirt, so that is a sure sign that meetings are happening. I've probably already said it, let's just go over it again. So we've got 5 meetings from operators that will hopefully take the building on a rental contract, and it will be repair and insure. So that basically means that they will pay us monthly, and anything that needs doing will all be within the contract. So that is all good. I'll be able to show you, I've printed out some plans for the guys, so when we walk around we can visualise what is going to be where, because obviously we're still very early on, still doing the strip out, so it'd just be nice to show them. And we've also taken delivery of our work safety wear, so we've got some branded vests and hard hats now, which is all good. So yeah, you have to let us know what you think about those. We decided not to actually film the parties going round on Friday, but I can take you round and just show you how much better it is inside now. Since we've had the first skip, they've been quite reliable, and the guys have worked really hard to get it clean for today. Everything bagged up now and just needs to be run out to the skips. You can see the difference with how it was earlier in the week, the amount of debris, and now, as I say, it is just getting those bags out into the skip. And we can take a look upstairs. Upstairs is more of the same. This room now is completely clear, and the guys have stripped the ceiling. It's all been bagged up and it's all already in the skip. The people that turned up today to view the building were really impressed with the site, and we had a really good day today for the how bright it was, and just to show how light these flats will be once they're completed.